Привет, меня зовут Megan Rosenbohm. Добро пожаловать на Rosenbohm Farm.
Okay, this is a seed conditioning plant part of it. Scale in the trucks here on this elevator, and we walk them over, drive them over, and unload in this building. You unload in about 12 minutes per 1,000 bushel, and it goes into these tanks here. We can hold about 20,000 bushel ahead of the cleaning system. And then these 4 tanks here you see up high is where all our coal product or clean out goes. And we haul them back out to a processor or an elevator. They go back in the grain chain. With these tanks we can hold 7 varieties, about 20,000 bushel. Capacity here is 5,000 bushel a day up to 10,000 a day bushel capacity. Depends on the products and all that. The cleaner's a Simbra that come out of Denmark. Air screen machine, pretty basic, been this way. It's the only option on this one's what they call an elephant trunk, which re-aspirates the air, and we divide the clean product into 2 categories. The heavies drop down on this belt and go straight to the bag and tank. The lights go into this system here, and we reprocess them with spirals and a gravity table. In this room you'll find the gravity table, which is a density separator. This machine come out of Canada. It separates the lights and the heavies based on the size. Up on the 2nd floor you'll find the spirals. That system there takes the shapes out, so we sort it by size, by shape, and by density. Anyway, so that's the system. This is an option. We don't always use the spirals. After the product is handled and processed, it goes into bagging tanks. You can see up high we have 6 or 8 of them. There's 8 bagging tanks, about 2,000 bushel above the bagger. This bagger here fills the boxes and what we call jumbos or totes. It's automated. We just program how much, all this is based on seed size. Every lot will be different amount of pounds in a bag. And then we have the bagger here, the Taylor products, which is highly accurate. And then it goes down the fair, we sew it, and print it, and it goes up to the robot. And this robot will stack a bag every 6 seconds, pallet every 8 or 10 minutes, depends how many we're putting on it. We've had this robot 10 years now, and it's worked very well. After the robot builds the pallets, And then we take them and go down to a shrink wrapper, and then we stack them over in the warehouse. This corner here is where we apply treat product, fungicide, insecticide, and protectant on the seed if we need to. It's a standalone system isolated from the other. This building is all inbound supplies, and there's also a tank where we treat, or we bag treated product. But this is pretty well self-explanatory. This is just all inbound to support the bagging operation. We started this in '97. This was the only building we had with this little one, and we've just been adding on. And the warehouse you saw earlier on a run. So anyway, this is our seed plant. In here will be the lab where we do our quality analysis and testing, and all this stuff that you do to back up your documentation of the process. There's Michelle's office, she's in charge. This is Kylie's office and stuff.
What is the price for corn for an acre?
blending out of 2 bins, loading waxy corn to go to Kansas City. So. Tell my amp gauges and meters if everything is going on. Look at this dryer. Is an easy flow dryer. It's got top floor in it that holds about 2,000 bushel. Wet grain comes in. We have 2 burners burning 600,000 BTU an hour, 1.2 million capacity of BTUs for energy being dried. We can dry about 2,000 bushel an hour, taking 5 points out of it. These are the 2 burner units that sit here and move 30 horsepower motors. Top floor runs these bolts. You'll see up here. From here up is another floor. Down below here is a cooling air. I don't know if you can see in here very good. It's dark, but yeah, you kind of can. See those let-down gates? When the temperature is programmed right, it'll let it down. It lets it flow all the way around the bin. See the 2 burner units. And then the grain's down here. It's cooled then, and we take the cool grain and then put it out to the big bins and store it. But the secret's this false floor up here. There's about 2.5 foot of grain stair-stepped all the way to the top. So as it's coming down, it's heating up, releasing its moisture. We program it when to dump the gates at a certain temperature, which correlates to about 14.5 moisture for us. Drops it into the bottom here, stores it. We pull it out during the day or overnight to start the next day over. So very efficient. It costs us about 2.5 to 3 cents a bushel to take 5 points out, 4 points, 5 points. And again, 2 to 3 cents a bushel, 4 to 5 points, and it's about as efficient system as we got. We got this one down here, and then we have another one in that upper elevator up there by the plant. Between those 2, I can dry in 24 hours about 75 or 76,000 bushel of corn in a 24-hour period. Again, it's a Stormer top dry. This one happens to be the largest one they currently make, but these burners here run off of natural gas. Very good picture, but anyway, then this is a grain setup. This bin over here 100,000, this bin 100,000. These 2 wet holdings are cone bottom bins. They're wet, they feed the dryer. So we harvest off the trucks, unloading the pits out there, put them in here, goes to the dryer, goes to the wet holding, or the big bins. We have monitoring easy flow systems that dryer. monitor This is
all the
bins,
controllers for it.
manual security, and everything.
All the
These
things that
tells
it
us where
runs,
the bins are at,
batch
how much
dryers and
moisture, what
overhead.
volume, how many bushels,
Legs and
all
everything.
that. During harvest, you'll see under this mat, there's a pit under each one. They hold about 600 bushel. A truck pulls in, sets on the scales, I weigh them. They unload as fast as they can crank the hoppers. It holds over a truckload. and then they go on. They're here about 2 minutes, maybe 3 if they're slow, unloading and then back to the field. But tractor, your truck sets on one scale, the trailer sets on the other scale. We always know when we're loading or unloading where we're at on our weights. Comes out of these 2 augers into the drag. Drag goes to those wet holding, the head of the dryer, and there's a leg, that second leg on the right keeps the dryer topped. Corn goes down through the dryer system, it's cooled, and it goes to these bins. That's where we store it. Today, them bins are about half full according to the computer monitor. This was built in 15.